Hello friends, in this video I will share with you how you can go about acing the predictive index behavioral assessment. Now I previously made a video on this subject where I shared a smart hack with regards to how you can make the right selections in your predictive index behavioral assessment in order to get the desired result. And what I mean by the desired result is to get the right profile which matches the job that you are applying for. So as you make those selections, the selections should spit out the right or the desired profile which the recruiter or the job description is looking for. Now essentially there are 17 PI assessment profiles. As you go and appear for the PI test, you make selections of different adjectives. Based on your selection, you are assigned a profile out of those 17 profiles. And if your profile matches the profile that the recruiter is looking for, then you either get hired or you move to the next stage in the recruitment process. However, if you don't fall in one of the profiles that the recruiter has selected for you or for that particular role amongst those 17 profiles, then you don't move to the next stage. So your job is to make sure that you land on the right profile. The challenge here is that there are 17 profiles, so the permutations and combinations are huge and massive, and it is very difficult to land on the right profile. Now the good news is that the recruiter doesn't have just one profile in hand that they are looking for. They essentially have like 3 or 4 profiles that they've listed out or called out that they are looking for. So out of those 17, even if you reach or land on any one of those 3 or 4 profiles, you still move ahead. So for instance, the recruiter may be looking for a maverick, a venturer, or a captain. And if you hit any one of those, which is maverick, venturer, or a captain, then you get to the next recruitment process because you come in the same umbrella or in the same circle of profile that they are looking for. So essentially the hack that I've explained in detail in the previous video is about you doing some hit and trial, which is you give some demo test whereby you try to understand that what are the selections that you need to make in order to reach the desired profile, which is the profile that the recruiter is looking for. So once you know the right selections that you need to make in order to get the desired outcome, you can copy paste those selections, and when you appear in your final test, fill in the same selections or make the same selections so you can get the desired profile which the recruiter is looking for, and hence you can move into the recruitment process further. However, the challenge is not that you're not able to reach the right profile. This piece is easy with the hack that I've explained and also detailed in the previous video. However, the challenge is knowing from the job description what is the right profile, because there are 17 profiles. So out of these 17 profiles, which is the right profile that I should be trying to deliver through my PI assessment? Now I realized this challenge even more when my followers from YouTube and LinkedIn would message me, share the job description for the job that they're applying for, and request me to help them with determining the profile. And I realized that people are struggling with knowing what profile the particular job description is looking for, because the issue is there are 17 profiles. So it is very hard for you to know exactly which profile out of the 17 profile is the job description looking for. Usually you would land with like 3 or 4 profiles, and then it is kind of a guesswork to determine which profile do you exactly need to hit on. So I decided to create this video where I will be able to help you shortlist or kind of have a way through which you can determine what is the right profile that the job description is looking for, so you can hit that profile with the hack that I've talked in the video previously. Now let me take a break and make a call out. In case you find value from this video, don't shy away from pressing the like button. This motivates me and tells me what kind of content you like, and so I can create and work on similar content. Secondly, don't forget to press the subscribe button, as this will help you get notified as soon as I put a new content on this channel. On this channel, I post video twice a week with regards to career and financial success for early and mid-career professionals. Now let's get rolling back into the video. Now essentially the good news is the recruiter is not looking for one profile out of the 17. Usually they have a group of profiles, either 3 or 4, that they are looking for in the candidate that they want to hire. Now this makes it easy because this increases the probability of hitting the right profile. Because if you had like one profile that you had to hit out of 17 profile, this has like a 5% chance of success. However, if there are like 3 profiles that you have to hit out of 17 profiles, this is roughly like 20% chance of success. So now let me even make it easier for you in order for you to determine which group of profile you should be targeting in order to reach the desired outcome that has been laid down by the job description. Essentially, you can bucket all these profiles into 5 groups, which means that as long as you can determine which group that the recruiter is looking for, you can hit any profile within that group and you should be able to succeed in your PI assessment, which means that instead of 5% chance of hitting the right profile, your chances of hitting the right profile is 1 out of 5. Now, another good news is that these 5 buckets are significantly distinct from each other, which means that just by reading the job description, it should be very easy for you to determine out of these 5 buckets which is the right bucket which represents the job description. Because if you are to do it without any bucketing and on the 17 profiles, you will realize that there are 2 or 3 profiles which match each other and which represent the job description, and that is when you get confused. However, when you have 5 distinct buckets, it is very easy for you to know which profile the job description is asking for. And hence, let me tell you and explain you what those 5 buckets are. So now here, let me share with you the 5 buckets. The first one is innovation and agility, which includes the profile of a maverick, persuader, captain, and venturer. These are people who are visionary, innovative, and risk-oriented. They are quick to make connections and comfortable in uncertain situations. Now, as I said, this is a very distinct bucket, which talks about innovation, being risk-oriented, and visionary. You won't find these elements in any of the other buckets that I will talk to you about. They prefer pursuing new opportunities, exploring innovations, agility, and experimentation. The next bucket is results and discipline. These people are driving, competitive, and demanding. They are focused on goals and disciplined with rules. So remember, the previous one was more about being visionary, innovative, and risk takers. These people who are scholars, controllers, strategists, and analyzers, they are more result oriented. They are more driving, competitive, and demanding, and they're focused on goals and very disciplined. The group which was innovation and agile, they were less disciplined. These people are very disciplined, and they're likely to prefer work that focuses on building client lists, maintaining a reputation in the market, and improving quality, delivery to maneuver competition. So if you find any of this in the job description, that means it's the bucket of results and discipline, and you could be any scholar, controller, strategist, and analyzer, which is there is a 99% chance that the recruiter has selected these 4 profiles for that particular job description. So if you are able to hit any one of these 4 profiles, you are in a good state. The next one is teamwork and employee experience. These are the people who are supportive, transparent, and empathetic. They are people-oriented and lenient with rules. They may prefer to focus on employee morale and cohesion, as well as people growth and development. Again, as I talked previously, this bucket is very distinct and different from innovation and agility, and different from results and discipline. It would be very hard for you to confuse a job description between the first bucket, innovation and agility, or results and discipline, or teamwork and employee experience, because all these 3 are very distinct. Now let's move on to the next one, process and precision. These people are well organized, coordinated, and efficient. They build connections selectively and work to minimize risk. May prefer to focus on work that improves efficiency, predictability, and scalability. Again, these people are more well organized and they are trying to drive efficiency. So if there is a job description which is looking for efficiency and looking for being well organized and all coordinated, it is this bucket. So you can hit any one of these profiles and you should be good with that particular job. That is operator, craftsman, guardian, or specialist. Now lastly, we are left with these 3 profiles which are referred as flexers. They don't belong to any of those 4 profiles. However, they can extend and go into any of those 4 profiles depending on the need or depending on the requirement or the situation. Now 90% of the jobs would be looking for those 4 buckets or 4 profiles that I previously talked, and would not be looking for flexers who can just move across bucket. They would rather hire someone who has a very distinct personality or distinct strength which will adhere or which will deliver the requirements that the particular job has. Now this makes the job even more easy, because now instead of you having 20% chance of hitting the right bucket, you have essentially 25% chance of hitting the right bucket, which is you have 4 buckets that you have to choose from. Because as I said, 90% of the jobs will be looking for those 4 buckets. So this way, your chances of success even increases further from 20% to 25%, because now you have to hit one of the buckets from those 4 buckets that I previously talked, and you can completely ignore the flexor, which means that your chances of success are now 25%, because you just need to pick one bucket out of those 4 very distinct buckets of profiles. So instead of looking for the right profile from the big set of 17 profiles, we shortlisted to 5 buckets, and now I'm telling you that 90% of the jobs don't require flexors. So you can even take out that bucket for 90% of job postings, and you're left with only 4 buckets, which are very distinct. And as I explained, the description for each of the bucket, they're very different from each other. So it should be very easy for you to read the job profile and pick the right bucket. Once you know the right bucket, you can hit any profile within that bucket, and you would be good for that particular job in order to move further in the process. Hopefully, after watching this video, you will be able to ace your PA assessment. And once you ace your PA assessment, you will certainly move into the interview stage. For that stage, I have one video on my channel, which is how to go about answering behavioral interview questions. Here is the link to that video. Additionally, I have another video which should be very helpful and useful for you, which is how you should go about controlling your interview nerves. And here's the link to that video. Thank you.